Check it out, Fabricobblers. We are talking about hydraulic components today. Now, I'm telling you guys, this is not a shill vid. All right, this company doesn't even know I'm making this video. This is actually one of the only companies, sometimes it feels like, on the face of the planet that I've never actually shilled anything for, especially in the course of my backyard video making adventures. But alas, they are one of the ones that I've not shilled for. But I want to make this video mainly because there's a lot of people getting into homesteading, a lot of people getting into smaller farming adventures with older equipment. And one of the more commonly asked questions I get from viewers and such is, where do you get hydraulic components and, you know, fittings and hoses and that sort of thing? There's got to be a better way to buy those than buying them in small batches or one at a time at exorbitant prices from local places. And, you know, or going to, you know, like the big box farm lifestyle home kind of stores, which are a little cheaper, but also a lot crappier. So where do you go to get hydraulic components and such? Well, the place that I've been going since like 2016, 2017 is right there, Surplus Center. The first time I remember buying anything in quantity from this place was for that yellow backhoe, like way back in the day. Yeah, this is where all the pretty much, no, actually I think all of the components, all the hydraulic components for that came from. Maybe it was just most of them, I don't really know. But anyway, you know, I'll tell you guys, I bought a backup baler, and the hydraulic system on it is quite mangled. Okay, it uses these old metal hard lines. One of them is missing, another's badly damaged. It has multiple hydraulic leaks. And I figured out that on old equipment with hydraulic cylinders, you know, it's like the electrical system on an old tractor. You really only have two options. You have to fix it every single time you use it, and it's just a never-ending battle. Or you buy once, cry once, and you just go through and fix everything at once. Now, I will say, even with current pricing on things, you know, the cost of everything going up, Surplus Center has actually been pretty good about that. These hoses start at about $16, the ones that I bought, at least. And I think the longest one I have in here was 33 or something. So it's a lot cheaper than buying stuff like this from a local hydraulic shop and having them custom make everything. You can also see the rubber on these. These are what I've been using for years for all sorts of applications. It holds up a lot better. It's not the plasticky kind. It actually looks like real rubber, which is kind of nice. I have used the off-the-shelf hoses from the farm supply chain stores. I'll tell you, they're not bad. Okay, but they're also not great. They're not to the quality that these things are, but I have bought those, you know, when I need something like right then and there, or, you know, it's a low-use item and I had to go to the store anyway. I just wanted it done. Okay, so they have that. Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff. The main thing I buy there is hydraulic components. You can see we got all these fittings. Some of these fittings, the smallest ones I bought were like, they're actually not in here. They were for another project. I opened this because I needed to get that done earlier. But they start at like $1.15 or something ridiculous. I mean, if you're going to buy something like this swivel here, I think this is one of the more expensive ones because it's got moving parts. I think this was like $6 or something. I can't drive to the local farm supply chain store for $6. You know, that's one reason why I like buying stuff at this place, because it's just done. The box shows up in like 2 or 3 days with economy shipping. Surplus Center, you know, obviously, I'm a fan of their business. Obviously, I'm not being paid to say this, but they do a really good job of just getting things out the door. And even with economy shipping, you know, things show up surprisingly fast. This box with all of these hoses in here, there's like 7 different hoses I think I bought, and all the fittings, and this hose wrap, and this is the good stuff. This isn't the Chinesium kind. And these hose mount blocks, all this stuff, and the shipping and the tax was like well under $300 here at my door. So I mean, if you go to a local hydraulic shop, these hoses are probably going to be like $40 or $50 or $60 each. I don't even know what they cost now, because I have, you know, that's the last time I hired anything like that out, and that was pre. So yeah. Yeah, so there's that. The other thing that I've noticed about this place is they sell different levels, if you will, of hydraulic hoses. I actually started buying the, they call it 2-wire hydraulic hoses because they have more metal on the inside of them. I've actually had great success with their single-wire hoses, but these only cost like maybe $5 more, and you know, it's a round baler, right? If I need the thing, I really need it to not break. And the other thing is, with how quickly things are falling apart out there, like, are we even going to be able to buy, you know, new hoses in 5 or 10 years at this rate? You know, I'd kind of like to just fix things once and be done with it. And yeah, so you can actually go even cheaper than I did on this stuff. But anyway, just a random little review. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with this company. They don't even know I'm making this video, but I've been buying stuff from there since like 2017, definitely, maybe 2016. And it's all been great. You know, I've never bought anything and had something else show up. Like, all the orders I've placed there, I've actually gotten, you know, the first try, the correct components in the box, which is nice. It's fast. It's better than what you can get at the chain stores and cheaper. And it's way cheaper than having hoses and stuff made at hydraulic shops. You know, it's honestly not difficult to learn to match up hydraulic fittings, especially on something like this. Like this baler, I found out what the ports are on the hydraulic cylinders, and I'm replacing everything other than the hydraulic cylinders. So that made it really easy. But, you know, most hydraulic hoses, they just use this standard pipe thread. You know, if you have some random pipe thread fittings in your toolbox and they screw into your hydraulic cylinder, don't use those, okay, because they're only rated for like 150 PSI or something, and these are rated for like 5,000. Okay, but you can screw it in and just see if it fits, and then, you know, you have, you know, in this case, standard 1/2 inch and 3/8 NPT, something like that. It's really easy. And then the JIC fittings, I actually have some on this disc. This is one of my many projects. Yeah, look at that. The JIC fittings have this end on the hoses. It's really identifiable. Those are the two most common. They also sell like Boss O-ring, I think they call it. Those are not very common, but they are out there, especially on some older stuff. Most farm stuff is just going to be standard NPT thread or the JIC. I actually prefer the JIC, but, you know, it does cost more, so I usually just go with the NPT, which works fine. But anyway, yeah, it's really easy to figure out what things are, especially once you've done it a few times. And you can order stuff like this, have it sent straight to your door. It's cheaper, it's faster, it's the way to go. So yeah, for our fellow Fabricobblers, that's one retailer to check out. I think it was actually one of you guys in the comments who first told me about this place. And like I said, I've been buying stuff for all these years. It's been great. That's my random review of the day. Thank you, and happy Fabricobbling.